Now let us continue from the evaporimeter. Now this is the slide. This is the evaporimeter. We already uh, explained how the evaporation is can be measured by using the evaporimeter. That is the depth of the water evaporated from the pan is calculated, and that depth is multiplied by evaporimeter or pan coefficient, which gives the evaporation from the lake or the reservoir of the water. And this is the experimental method to find the evaporation. Now, evapotranspiration. What is evapotranspiration? We have already discussed about the evaporation. The evapotranspiration is the evaporation from the plant body. That is the vaporization of water contained in plant tissue towards the atmosphere through the evaporation process from the plant body. That is, the plant lost their water through the stomata of the leaf, and the transpiration mainly occurs during the daylight period. The water that is thrown out from the stomata of the leaf is evaporated from the plant to the atmosphere. That is called transpiration. That is called transpiration. But evaporation and the transpiration are the combined form of the evaporation and transpiration, because the evaporation and the transpiration occurs from the plant body, plant leaf, whereas the plant stands on the surrounding soil or water surface. So that the evaporation from the plant body as well as the from the ground surface or the water surface is considered as a combined form as evapotranspiration. It's a combined form of evaporation and transpiration. In the hydrology and irrigation practice, evaporation from the surrounding soil, water body with the vegetations on them, where transpiration also occurs at the same time, is very difficult to distinguish and calculation. So both of them are considered under the single heading of evapotranspiration and also called consumptive use. The consumptive use is the water that is consumed by the plant for their biological process, and also this is the conjunctive use. Potentially evapotranspiration, actually evapotranspiration, although their meaning is different, but they are considered as the same thing in hydrology and the irrigation practice. So consumptive use is the water that is utilized by the plant for their biological need, and that water may be some of the water is used by the crop, whereas the rest of it is evaporated from the plant tissue or plant body, and that is evapotranspiration. Now, potential evapotranspiration. The potential evapotranspiration is also the rate of the evapotranspiration, but for the vegetation where there is a sufficient amount of moisture is provided to the crop. If the crop is provided with the sufficient moisture content, and through which the evaporation and transpiration occurs, and that time that moisture content of the soil which is not limited, because there is no scarcity of moisture to the crop, and at that time the evapotranspiration from the body and the surrounding soil is called potential evapotranspiration. The rate of evapotranspiration from the surface covering by the growing crops, which is provided with sufficient water supply. That is, moisture content of soil is not limited, because there is no limitation of the moisture content, because irrigation is sufficiently provided to the soil, so that there is no deficiency of soil moisture. And from such soil and the growing crops from such soil, there is the evaporation and transpiration, which is called the potential evapotranspiration. The actual evapotranspiration, the real evapotranspiration occurring in a specific situation is called actual evapotranspiration. When the soil moisture is sufficient, so that it is at field capacity moisture content level, then actual evapotranspiration is equal to potential evapotranspiration. That is the water supply to the crop in such condition do not have the sufficient moisture content provided, because the moisture content is limited in the soil, because there is no optimum moisture content provided to the soil up to its field capacity, because the field capacity is the maximum moisture holding capacity of the soil. If the irrigation or any other means of water supply to the crop is not provided up to the field capacity, then from such soil and the vegetation cover, vegetation on such soils, the evaporation and transpiration occurs. That is called actual evapotranspiration. When the field capacity of the maximum water holding capacity is obtained, at that time actual evapotranspiration and the potential evapotranspiration will be equal and same. And that's why the definition is different. Although the conjunctive use, potential evapotranspiration, actually evapotranspiration, these all are the conditions of the evapotranspiration. When there is a sufficient amount of moisture available to the crop, that is up to the field capacity, that is potential evapotranspiration. When there is no not sufficient moisture content, because moisture content is limited here, because it is the moisture content present in the soil is not sufficiently available to the soil. That is, the field capacity means the maximum water holding capacity of the soil is field capacity. If the moisture content is lower than the field capacity moisture content, at that time the evapotranspiration from such soil is called actual evapotranspiration. Okay, these are the different. Now, measurement of evapotranspiration. Evapotranspiration can be measured by using the lazimeter. This lazimeter is simple cylindrical container having the size 60 centimeter by 90 centimeter and 180 centimeter deep. And on this lazimeter, the crops are sown and the water is applied to the crops. The tank is filled. This is the cylindrical container or tank. This tank is filled with the soil and buried into the ground, so that its top level is kept at the same level of the surrounding ground surface. Plant grown in lazimeter are the same as in the surrounding field. Evapotranspiration is estimated in terms of amount of water required to maintain constant moisture content condition of field capacity within the tank. Because the water is applied to the regular application of water is provided to the lazimeter where crop is sown, so that there is no moisture content deficiency. So that the in a day, if you provide the moisture content to the maximum amount, and on the later day, if the added amount of the water that is sucked by the soil and the plant, which will be the evapotranspiration, because that amount of water is lost due to the evaporation and transpiration. So the evapotranspiration, if they are at the same time, if there is the precipitation from the atmosphere, and some if they after filling up the water, there may be the loss of the moisture due to the runoff or the infiltration into the ground, and that must be considered. So the evapotranspiration is calculated by using total precipitation plus irrigation input that is supplied to the field lazimeter minus runoff, which is that may be from the surface of the lazimeter, and the increase in soil storage. The soil storage at the time of the lazimeter was one level, and after the evapotranspiration, the soil storage may be increased or decreased due to the input factor, input of the water. If the input of the water is greater than the output, then the increase in storage. If the input is less and evaporation is more, then at that time decrease in soil moisture. So and minus groundwater loss, which is deep into the deep percolated into the soil. That is groundwater loss. After knowing all the parameters, the evapotranspiration can be calculated using this formula. Now, another method is to find the evapotranspiration is the Penman's equation. This is the analytical method of measuring the evapotranspiration. This is the very important one, Feynman's equation. This equation is basically used for in the irrigation engineering also. We studied this equation in this hydrology. In the next semester, you will have to study about the Feynman's equation in the irrigation engineering also. At that time, I will not teach you this Feynman's equation because I have already teach you this in this. I am going to teach you in this Feynman's equation in hydrology engineering. That's why in the next semester I will not do for the Feynman's equations calculation and the Feynman's equation numerical in for the irrigation engineering. Okay, it is the combined method of energy budget and the mass transfer for finding the evapotranspiration analytically. Potential evapotranspiration is given by the following equation, which is given by the Feynman. Potential evapotranspiration, actual evapotranspiration, AET, EET, or CU. Any form of the transpiration that is needed, that is calculated by using this analytical method of Feynman's equation, which is given by AHN plus A into gamma divided by A plus gamma. Where A is the slope of the saturation vapor pressure versus temperature curve. Hn is equal to net radiation, incoming solar radiation. A is the parameter which is basically depends upon the saturation deficit and the wind speed of the area. A is the parameter and the gamma is the psychometric constant, which value is given as 0.5 of Sg per degree Celsius. This is the things. If you know the slope of the saturation vapor pressure versus temperature curve, if you know the net sun radiation, if you know the parameter considering the saturation deficit and the wind speed, if you know the psychometric constant, then you can find the potential evapotranspiration of the that area. Where these are the things I have already told you. Now the net radiation is calculated by using this formula. The net radiation that is from the coming from the sun is calculated by using this formula. SC1 minus R A plus B n by n minus sigma tau A power 4 bracket 0.56 minus 0.92 under root A 0.10 plus 0.93 n by n. This is the equation to find the net radiation Hn. Hn can be calculated by using this equation, where Sc is equal to incoming solar radiation in mm of water per day. R is the albedo, that is the reflection constant of the area, which depends upon the type of the surface, area of the surface, and the depth of the surface also. Water surface or soil surface, or even if there is barren land, or if there is closely green crops, or what type of the area is that, according to this, the reflection coefficient albedo is fixed, and that value may be different. A means the constant, which is the parameter is the constant, that is calculated by using the formula 0.29 into cos phi. The phi means the latitude of the area, that is the latitude of the area. If you want to know the place, then in the globe you can see that the place is determined by its longitude and latitude. That is the latitude is the vertical, that is the line parallel to the equator line towards the north or south pole. That is the term of latitude, and that latitude is from the equator to the north pole is 90 degree, and from the equator to the south pole is 90 degree. Altogether the latitude is in between 180 degree. If you consider one pole as 0 degree, another pole as 180 degree, then altogether 180 degree. If you consider the 0 degree for the latitude for the equator line, then the latitude of the place may be more than 0 degree for the northern hemisphere as well as the southern hemisphere, and this is the latitude of the area. Latitude, if the latitude is known, with the help of the latitude of that area, the constant A can be the constant small a can be calculated by using the formula 0.29 cos latitude. This is the angle in degree. And B is also the constant which value is generally taken as 0.52. This is the B is also constant which value is 0.52 fixed value. Small n and capital N are the actual duration of bright sunshine hour and the maximum possible duration of bright sunshine hour. These are the values of the sunshine in a day. If the maximum possible hours of the bright sunshine is 10 hours, and the actual duration of bright sunshine will be generally less than the maximum possible sunshine, bright sunshine hour. And that if you are provided with the actual duration of bright sunshine hour or maximum duration of possible sunshine hour, if you don't understand these two terms, then take the small value as small n and the greater value as the for the greater n. And sigma is the Boltzmann constant whose value is given by 2.01 into 10 to the power minus 9. This value is sigma's value is this is 2.01 into 10 to the power minus 9. TA is the temperature of the area or air in degree Kelvin, which is if the temperature is given in degree Celsius, you have to add 73 degree for the to convert the 10 degree Celsius temperature into the degree Kelvin. TA, temperature of the air in Kelvin, which can be calculated by 273 plus degree Celsius. Now A, as I have already mentioned you that A is the parameter that depends upon the saturation deficit and the wind speed. So it can be expressed as A is equal to 0.35 1 plus U2 by 160 ES minus EA. ES is the saturated vapor pressure of the area, and the EA is the is also the actual vapor pressure of the air. Now A is by this equation. This equation must be known. U2 is the wind speed at the 2 meter above the ground surface. U2 is the wind speed 2 meter above the ground surface. If you know this, then the value of EA can be calculated, which is given in kilometer per day wind speed. After knowing the value of A, Hn, EA and gamma, we can find the potential evapotranspiration or actual evapotranspiration or consumptive use according to the question. Okay, this is the Feynman's equation. You may be asked as to calculate the potential evapotranspiration. You may be asked to calculate the consumptive use. You may be asked to calculate the actual evapotranspiration. Then you should use this equation as these values will be A Hn plus A into gamma divided by A plus gamma. That is the same thing. Potential evapotranspiration, consumptive use or actual evapotranspiration. Three things are considered as the same thing in engineering and hydrology. That's why if you ask to find the potential evapotranspiration or find the actual evapotranspiration or find the consumptive use, then use the same equation here. These three things are the same as PAT, potential evapotranspiration. Okay, the equation is same. If you know these three equations, PAT is equal to AHN plus A gamma divided by A plus gamma, and another equation net radiation is given by SC1 minus RA plus BN by N minus sigma tau A power 4 0.56 minus 0.092 under root A 0.10 plus 0.90 N divided by N. This is the equation. If you do some problems of the regarding the Feynman's equation, then this equation can be remembered easily. Although the equation is long, this can be remembered easily if you do some numerical problems of the Feynman's equation using this equation, and it becomes used to you, and this equation can be remembered. Okay, now EA is estimated by this formula. If you know, you have to know the three formulas for finding the evapotranspiration or potential evapotranspiration or consumptive use or actual evapotranspiration of the area by using the Feynman's equation. Now, I go to the next slide. 3.4, this is the infiltration. Infiltration is the generally entry of water into the ground. That is the infiltration. That is seeping of water into the ground is infiltration. The infiltrated portion of water that is precipitated over the surface and that is infiltrated into the underground soil, and it percolates down up to the ground underground water table too. So it helps to recharge the underground water table. It helps to recharge the underground source of water. That way the infiltration is very important in case of the recharging of the underground water sources. The infiltration not only helps to recharge the underground sources, it also helps to reduce the flood from the river, because the if the infiltration is low, then the surface runoff will be high, and that surface runoff will ultimately flow towards the river or stream, causing the river depth high, or the river discharge high, or river velocity high, which may develop the high flood in the region, in the river. So that to control the flood, if the infiltration is high, then the precipitated water, most of the precipitated water will be seep into the underground soil. So the quantity of water reaching the river or stream will be less, reducing such water runoff water. So the flood can be controlled in the river, and that's why infiltration is also useful for controlling the flood. Similarly, infiltration also helps to provide the moisture content into the underground soil, so that through which the plant can take the required amount of water for its biological need. That's why the infiltration helps to provide the sufficient moisture or moisture content to the soil, through which the plant can utilize for its biological process through the root, for its biological process by absorbing water from the soil. And that's why for maintaining the water content, or maintaining the soil moisture deficiency in the root zone, infiltration plays a vital role. That's why infiltration is very important for due to the three causes. Three causes are: it helps to recharge the underground water table, it helps to reduce the flood control, it helps to control the flood in the stream or river by providing the providing seepage, seeping of the precipitated water into the ground without providing sufficient amount of the surface runoff. And third one is, it helps to provide the water to the soil, so that that water can be utilized by the crops. Now, factors affecting infiltration. Various factors can be used for the various factors are used to that increases or reduces the infiltration capacity of the soil or infiltration rate. Mainly the rainfall characteristics, soil characteristics, surface conditions, soil moisture present, climate condition, water table, quality of water, animals and human activities. It can help to affect the infiltration of the soil. That is rainfall characteristics. In rainfall characteristics, you can see the rainfall intensity, duration of rainfall, and forms of precipitation. If the intensity of rainfall is high, if the intensity of rainfall is high, that is the velocity of rainfall is high, mm per hour or cm per hour. If the velocity of rainfall is high, then the water drop that is falling from the atmosphere to the ground surface has the high velocity, and that water drop strike the soil of the top soil, and that due to the strike of the falling water to the soil particles, it helps to compact the top surface of the soil. Due to the compaction of the top surface of the soil, the infiltration will be less, so that it helps to higher the rainfall intensity, lower will be the infiltration rate, lower will be the rainfall intensity, higher will be the infiltration rate. In this way, you can explain. Now, duration of the rainfall. If the rainfall is for a long duration, at that time, most of the water that is soaked by the soil, that soil becomes more saturated. So the saturated soil cannot absorb more water as that of the dry soil. So that if the duration of the rainfall is long, that means the soil is already get wet. So the wet soil cannot hold more water to absorb, but the absorption rate is up to the some constant value after the long duration of the rainfall. So the duration of the rainfall also affect the infiltration rate. Now, forms of the precipitation. If the precipitation is appear in the form of the water droplet, or in the form of the drizzle, or in the form of the snow or hailstone, at that time the rate of infiltration will be less or high, because for the heavy rainfall, the chance of flowing of water through the surface flow may be predominant. If for the drizzle type of the precipitation, at that time runoff will be slow, so that water may be seep into the soil. That will be infiltration will be high. For the ice and the snow or that dew or hailstone, at that time the rate of infiltration will be high, because due to the melting of the snow or melting of the hailstone, the melting will be at the slow rate, so that water that melt is already will be seep into the ground as fast as possible. Then it tries to run up to the towards the shear towards the river or stream. So infiltration rate will be high for that case than the heavy rainfall. Now, soil characteristics. The soil characteristics also helps to affect the infiltration rate. The soil may be of different types. Some soils are fine grain soil, some soil are coarse grain soil, some soil are permeable soil, some soil are non-permeable soil. Some soil have porosity high, some have less porosity. Some soil have fine grain texture, some soil have coarse grain texture. Some soil has large grain particles, some soil has fine grain particles. According to the type of the soil, the absorption capacity of the soil is different. Due to the different absorption capacity, the rate of infiltration also different. The permeable, impermeable soil do not let the water to seep into the ground. Impermeable soil. Why the permeable soil into the let entry of water into the soil? That's why the when the soil is more fine, then at that time type the infiltration rate will be low. If there is a coarse soil, the infiltration rate will be high. The type of the soil means some soil is clay soil, some soil is black cotton soil, some soil is sandy soil, some soil is loam soil. You can see here there the black cotton soil has the very fine particles, so it does not let the soil to seep into the ground, and that's why infiltration rate is slow for the black cotton soil comparison to the sandy soil. Okay, this is the type of the soil. Porosity of soil, the void present in the soil particle is called its porosity. For the porous soil, the infiltration will be high. For the imporous soil, the infiltration will be low. And the permeability means the ability to pass water from the body of the soil. That is the permeability. The permeable soil can transfer water from its body towards the underlying another soil layer, so that infiltration rate will be high for the permeable soil in comparison to impermeable soil. Now, grain size, coarser the grain size, higher will be the infiltration than the finer grain size. This is the soil characteristics. Now, surface condition. What is the condition of the ground? If the ground is compacted, then infiltration will reduce. runoff will high, so the infiltration will reduce. If the ground is vegetated, that is vegetation cover, and for the vegetation cover area, there will be activity of the human activity of plowing and excavation is timely done there, so that the soil will be soft, and that soft soil can absorb more infiltrated water. That's why vegetation cover helps to increase the infiltration. And similarly, cracks. If there is cracks in the ground, then the precipitated water can seep into the ground easily. That's why infiltration will increase. Barren land. For the barren land, there is no grass and vegetation covers. So the barren land soil is the compacted soil, and that soil doesn't absorb much more water than the vegetated soil. So that barren lands have the less infiltration capacity. Now, slope of the land. If the land is slopy, steep slope or moderate slope, then for that type of land, the water falling from the atmosphere has the chance to flow downstream towards the river easily due to the steep slope of the ground. If the ground is horizontal or plane, having the slope or gradient low, at that time the infiltration will be high, because the water cannot be flow quickly from the ground towards the river or stream. At that time, infiltration rate will be high. Now, soil moisture present. If there is already soil moisture present in the soil, then moisture content present in the soil, then the soil moisture present in the soil, that may be high or low moisture content. If there is high moisture content in the soil, then rate of infiltration will be reduced. For the low moisture content soil, for the dry soil, the rate of infiltration will be high. Dry surface and land use pattern. Land use pattern means that the land which is utilized for the agriculture or utilized for the residential purpose or utilized for the other development structures. So that that land use pattern also helps to increase or decrease the infiltration. For the agricultural land, through the agricultural land, the infiltration rate will be high. If there is airport is constructed, then the ground of the airport is pitched, and that from the pitch surface there is no chance of infiltration. What type of land is that? If the land is laid for the forest area, then there may be chance of infiltration, because there is the plenty of the vegetation cover, so that infiltration may be chance there. A lot of infiltration can be occur there. Now, climate. According to the climate, the rate of infiltration also different. For the dry season or hot season, infiltration rate is high, because the soil is already dry and there is no moisture content in the soil. So the soil has the absorption capacity very high at that time. But when there is wet season or time, there is timely rain falling, fall occurring in that season, then the soil has already some sort of moisture content. So the absorption of the soil from soil will be low. That's why the infiltration rate also reduce. Now, water table. If the water table near the topsoil or near the surface of the soil is near the ground surface, if the water table rises near the ground surface, then there will be the chance of the contact of the water surface, contact of the precipitated water to the water table at a low distance. By maintaining if the soil layer lying above the water table will fully saturate, then that fully saturated zone will provide as the pipe flow towards the water table, so that the water that is precipitated over the surface, maybe all water may be seep into the water table. That's why at that time infiltration will be increases. Higher the rise of water table, higher will be the infiltration rate due to the percolation losses. percolation losses. Due to the percolation losses, infiltration will be higher. If the water table is very low from the ground surface, then at that time there is no contact between the groundwater and the underground water table. At that time the infiltration will be low, because there is no pipe flow from the top surface toward the water table. This is the another thing, water table. Now quality of water. The quality of water means the presence of salt and the presence of soil particles in the soil. That is the turbidity. Turbidity means धमिलोपना है, पानीमा धमिलोपना भन्नुको मतलब पानीमा धेरै चाहिँ के छ, धुलोका कणहरू माटोका कणहरू मिसिएको छ भने त्यस्तो पानीले चाहिँ नि ले चाहिँ के गर्छ त भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो सोइलको चाहिँ नि टप सोइलको पोर्सहरू त्यसले के गरिदिन्छ, फिलअप गरिदिन्छ अनि इन्फिल्ट्रेसन रेट बढ्छ। किनभने त्यसमा भएको धुलाका कणहरूले गर्दाखेरि टप सोइलको चाहिँ नि भोइड्सहरूलाई फिल गरिदिइसकेपछि इन्फिल्ट्रेसन गराउनको लागि चाहिने चाहिँ के हुँदैन त भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो यो पोरोसिटी त्यहाँ हुँदैन, पुग्दैन। नपुगेपछि के हुन्छ त भन्दाखेरि हाम्रो इन्फिल्ट्रेसन चाहिँ घट्छ है। प्रेजेन्ट अफ salt particles present in water as well as the turbidity of the water reduces the quality of the reduces the chance of reduces the infiltration rate of the water. Now animal and human activities, it is already I have researched there for the burrowing animals such as ant, rat, rabbits, etc. are the burrowing animals, and they use they do their activities for searching food and other activities, and they burrow holes into the ground. So the ground soil that is being tunneled by animal, and that tunnel or that may help the soil to become loose, and that soil can absorb more water. That water can be infiltrated into the ground easily. So the animal activity also helps to increase the infiltration rate. Similarly, human activity means the human development, that we graze the animals in the pastures. If we for the cattle farming, the pastures may be used for the grazing of animals, and that pasture area for during the grazing period, the feet of the cattle will compact the top ground surface, so that the ground surface of the soil will become hard due to the animals activity during grazing, and that's why the compacted soil as the less fines, or the soil is more compacted, means the porosity of soil will decrease, so the infiltration rate will be reduced. This is the cattle grazing. Farming, if we farm in the field for the cultivation of different types of crops and food, so for farming purpose we regularly plow or excavate the soil, so the soil becomes more loose, and the loose soil can infiltrate much of water. So construction, if we construct some concrete structures or any other impermeable structure on the ground, then that structure do not let water to seep into the ground, so the infiltration rate will be reduced there. Okay, these are the factors affecting the infiltration and the infiltration rate. Now infiltration authentication. For authentication is in American who invented the formula for finding the infiltration capacity of the soil. That is, the infiltration capacity of the soil is the maximum rate at which the water can absorb by the soil at a particular point under a given condition. This is the maximum rate of absorption of the soil, maximum rate of seeping of water into the soil, maximum rate of water holding capacity of the soil. This is the absorption capacity of the soil is called infiltration capacity, which is given by FCA. It is expressed in centimeter per hour, and the infiltration capacity and the infiltration rate are the similar thing. The actual rate of infiltration is called infiltration rate, which may be smaller than or equal to the infiltration capacity of the soil. because the infiltration capacity of the soil may be higher, but the infiltration rate may be low. Because when the soil is provided with some moisture content, at that time it does not absorb water according to its infiltration rate, but it adjusts to the slow rate than the dry soil. If the soil is fully dry, then at that time it can absorb water with its infiltration capacity rate. That's why rate of infiltration and the infiltration capacity is seem to be same thing, but according to their definition, it may be different. Now, the actual rate of infiltration is called infiltration rate, which may be smaller than or equal to infiltration capacity of the soil. If the soil is fully dry, at that time the infiltration capacity and the infiltration rate is same. When the soil is not fully dry, or it has some sort of water content, moisture content, in the absorption capacity or infiltration rate of the soil is less than the infiltration capacity of the soil at that time. If the intensity of rainfall is greater and equal to infiltration capacity, if intensity of rainfall I is greater than equal to infiltration capacity, then intensity of rainfall is less than Fc, F is equal to I. The infiltration rate will equal to I. That is the intensity of rainfall may be greater or equal to infiltration capacity. That is, infiltration capacity is considered as Fc, and F is the infiltration rate. Infiltration rate or infiltration capacity seems to be same thing. If intensity of rainfall is less than Fc, that is, if the intensity of rainfall is less than the Fc, means I is less than Fc. If the rainfall occurs at the 4 centimeter per hour rate, if the rainfall occurs at 4 centimeter per hour, and for the infiltration capacity of the soil is 6 centimeter per hour, at that time all the water that is precipitated is absorbed by the soil. That is, infiltration rate will be equal to rate of intensity. And the water that is fallen from the precipitation will be all absorbed by the soil. That is, at that time rate of infiltration is equal to the rate of intensity of rainfall. Yes, this is why. When the infiltration rate is given by the total depth of infiltration divided by the time of infiltration or time of rainfall. This is given as total depth of infiltration divided by time of time. Because if F is the total depth of infiltrated water in terms of the centimeter or meter or in terms of volume, then it may be infiltration rate may be found out by dividing that total depth of infiltration by the time of the infiltration. You will get the rate of infiltration. Now, Orton's equation. The Orton has developed the infiltration capacity of the soil, and he said that at the beginning of the rainfall, when t is equal to 0, you can look at the figure also. When t is equal to 0, the rate of the infiltration is high. The soil is already dry soil. At that time, the rate of infiltration of the soil is high. And when the duration of the rainfall is long, then the rate of infiltration will be decrease exponentially. And given by the equation F is equal to Fc plus F0 minus Fc e power minus kT. This is the Orton's equation for the infiltration capacity of the soil. Orton American, which developed who invented the infiltration capacity curve or infiltration capacity rate of infiltration capacity of soil through the equation, which he was invented during the years of 9 years of his research from 1932 to 1939. He introduced the infiltration capacity of soil and said there begins there some rate of infiltration at the higher rate of F0 at time T0 and decreases exponentially until it reaches a constant rate of infiltration as Fc, which is expressed by the equation as f is equal to fc plus f0 minus fc e power minus kt. This is the, yeah, in this equation I have mentioned ft here. Yeah, because t is mentioned because the time is considered for the up to time t hour. If t is considered, then e power minus kt. This is the equation. Otherwise, you can write this equation as f is equal to fc plus f0 minus fc e power minus kt. Okay. This t is considered for the t hours only. That's why t is mentioned here. If you don't want to mention t here, then you cannot write t over here. Okay. You can write the infiltration capacity equation as f is equal to fc plus f0 minus fc e power minus kt, where fc is equal to constant rate of the infiltration, f0 is the initial rate of infiltration, and k is the utterance constant, t is the time in hour. T is the time in hour. This is given as this. If we know the total infiltration of the area within the some specified time, then for total infiltration in time t, if it is f, then the this will be equal to the summation of the area lying below the below this curve. The summation of the area lying below this curve will give the integration of the this curve equation from 0 to t. You will get the area under curve, which gives the infiltration depth of the total depth of infiltration will be given by the summation of the all the area under the curve from time t is equal to 0 to time t is equal to t by integration of the equation. So f is equal to f into dt. F into dt. T is considered for the time t, and that's why t is provided at the bracket. That t is not required. Okay. For time t, f is equal to total infiltration depth. That will be the integration of the equation of the infiltration curve ranging from the 0 to time t. And if you put the ft as fc plus f0 minus fc e power minus kt, then the equation reduces to f is equal to fct plus f0 minus fc divided by k e power minus kt minus 1. That will be 1 minus e power minus kt. The negative sign is here, minus k is there, that sign is reduced, and the equation for 0 to t, k is equal to 0 to t, the equation will be fct plus f0 minus fc k e power minus kt minus e power minus kt y t is equal to 0, e power k 0 is equal to 1, minus e power minus kt minus 1 will appear there. For maintaining the minus, for reducing the minus k below the denominator side k, we use 1 minus e power minus kt. Instead of e power minus kt minus 1, we use 1 minus e power minus kt there. This is the total depth of infiltration can be found out by this equation. For large time t, if the rate of infiltration, if the time of infiltration or the time of rainfall is long, then e power minus kt will be very small and can be neglected. And above equation reduces to f is equal to fct plus f0 minus fc by k. 1 minus e power kt is considered as e power minus kt is considered as 0. So fct plus f0 minus fc by k. This will be the total depth of infiltration. And the equation of the Horton's equation, the constant k is calculated by using the formula f0 minus fc divided by f minus fct. This will be the equation to find the k is the Horton constant. That constant can be calculated by using this equation. If we know the initial rate of infiltration, constant rate of final rate of infiltration, and the time of infiltration, and the total depth of infiltration, then you can find using this equation to find the infiltration capacity curves constant. This is k. Horton's constant is calculated by this formula. Now determination of f0, fc and k using statistical approach. You can use the statistical approach to solve the Horton's equation, because sometimes you may be asked in the exam that Horton's equation is represented by the straight line. Prove that Horton's equation is represented by the straight line. At that time, you have to do in this way. Now the equation of the Horton's equation is equal to F is equal to Fc plus F0 minus Fc e power minus kt, Horton's equation, and F minus Fc will be F0 minus Fc e power minus kt. And that equation, from that equation you can write in this way. Now taking log on both sides, I have taken the natural log and taking log on both sides, and ln F minus Fc is equal to ln F0 minus Fc e power minus kt, which gives the value of ln F minus Fc is equal to minus kt log e into minus kt log ln e value is equal to 1, so minus kt plus ln F0 minus Fc. This is the equation. If you compare this equation with y is equal to mx plus c, if you compare this equation with y is equal to mx plus c, equation of the straight line, then y is equal to ln f minus fc, m is equal to minus k, x is equal to t, c is equal to ln f naught minus fc. So this, the Horton's equation, by taking log on both sides, the equation can be converted into y is equal to mx plus c. In this way, you can prove that Horton's equation can be expressed in terms of equation of the straight line. Now, for this straight line equation, y is equal to mx plus c or ln f minus fc is equal to minus kt plus ln f0 minus ft. To solve this equation, we have to find the constant as minus k. We have to find the value of f0, fc, etc. Then using the least square method, m is calculated as minus k is equal to n summation xy, and summation x means t, y means ln f minus fc. Okay, minus summation x means summation t, and into summation y means summation ln f minus fc, and this is the value divided by n summation x square means summation t, minus summation x whole square means summation t square. If you if you have the data, there may be number of data of n numbers, and the value of ln f minus fc and value of t is known. At that time, you can find the value of k or m, slope of the line, as minus k using this equation. Similarly, the constant c is equal to ln f0 minus fc, the constant c. That c's value can be calculated as summation y minus m summation x divided by n. This is the another equation. So from the equation from the above equation, m is equal to minus k value is known. Similarly, k is known. From the second equation, c is equal to summation y minus m summation x divided by n. From this equation, c can be known. After knowing the c, then ln f0 minus fc is equal to c. So c is equal so f0 minus fc will be e power c. The c value is given by summation y minus m summation x divided by n. After knowing this, if we have the data of rainfall, then we can find that. Now, after knowing the value of c, then f0 minus fc is equal ln f0 minus fc is equal to c. F0 minus fc will be c power e power c. That value will be known, and if f0 known, fc known, fc known, f0 known. Okay, in this way we can find the value of f0, fc and k using the Horton's equation, and converting this equation to the equation of the straight line. And after converting the equation of the straight line, that the parameters can be solved by using the least square method in this way. So, hello. हेलो भाइ बहिनीहरू हो, सुते छौ क्या?
हजुर सर।
बोल्दैन किन हो? के छ कुरो, ठिक छ अहिलेसम्म?
ठिक छ सर।
ल, अब यो सिम्पल छ हिसाब है। त्यो हर्टन इक्वेसन सम्झिनु पर्यो। इक्वेसनलाई y इक्वल टु mx प्लस c को टर्ममा लाँदाखेरि लग दुईतिर लिने, लेसी त्यसलाई सल्भ गरेर निस्किन्छ र त्यसमा भएको चाहिँ प्यारामिटरहरू जुन चाहिँ आउँछन् ती प्यारामिटरहरू निकाल्नु पर्यो भने हामी लिस्ट स्क्वायर मेथडबाट निकाल्न सक्छौँ भनेर त्यहाँ देखाएको छ। नाउ 3.4.2 infiltration indices phi index and W index. These are the infiltration capacity, infiltration rate, average infiltration rate, which provide the average infiltration capacity of the soil or average infiltration rate of the soil, that is indicated by the phi index or W index. These both of the are considered for the average infiltration rate of the soil as phi. You can provide phi index or you can provide W index. While W index includes the initial losses also. W index includes the initial losses also. Phi index includes the initial loss. The W index is the refined version of the phi index. That's why this can be expressed as W index is equal to P minus R minus I divided by time of excess rainfall, and that is the W index. Now, infiltration indices are used to find the infiltration capacity of the soil. They are one phi index. It is the average rainfall intensity above which the rainfall volume equals the runoff volume. Average rate of infiltration, rate of rainfall, the excess of rainfall beyond the infiltration. Excess of rainfall beyond the infiltration will be the runoff. That way, the water that is infiltrated into the soil, that is infiltration portion is that rate is given by phi index. Above the phi index line, the excess rainfall volume that gives the runoff volume. Excess rainfall volume means the rainfall that produce the infiltration as well as the runoff is the excess rainfall. The excess rainfall is the rainfall after providing the infiltration, the left portion of the runoff rainfall that produce runoff is called the excess rainfall. Now it is the average rainfall intensity above which the rainfall volume equals the runoff volume, which is based on the assumption that for a specified rainfall, the rate of absorption is constant. That is, from the according to the Horton, the rate of rainfall is infiltration is rate of infiltration is higher during the starting time of the rainfall. But when the rainfall continues, the rate of absorption of the soil reduces exponentially, and after the fully saturation of the soil, the rate of infiltration of the soil becomes constant to the value of Fc according to the Horton's equation, Horton's theory. But here the phi index is considered that the rate of infiltration from the start of the time of the rainfall to the ending time of the rainfall, the rate of infiltration is assumed to be constant, not varying from F0 to Fc. It is assumed to be constant. So the constant rate of infiltration is considered here, which is based on the assumption that for a specified rainfall storm with a given initial condition, the rate of infiltration remains constant throughout the storm period, rainfall period. That is, phi remains constant. If I is less than phi, means if the rate of infiltration is equal to the rate of rainfall, then all the water seep into the ground. At that time, rate of infiltration equal to the rate of intensity of rainfall. If I is less than phi, then there is no production of the runoff water. That's why all the water will be seep into the ground. At that time, rate of infiltration of the soil will be rate of intensity of rainfall. If I is greater than phi, that is, rate of intensity of rainfall is greater than rate of the absorption of the soil. At that time, some portion of water is absorbed by the soil. Remaining water will be flow through the surface flow towards the river or stream. At that time, runoff will occur. At that time, the intensity of runoff is calculated by having the precipitation depth minus the runoff rate will be the intensity of rainfall minus the rate of infiltration. R is equal to I minus CF. The amount of rainfall in excess of index is known as effective rainfall or rainfall excess. That is, the amount of rainfall in excess means the amount of rainfall beyond the high index is known as effective rainfall. That effective rainfall is the runoff rainfall. The effective rainfall is the runoff produced rainfall or rainfall excess. This is called effective rainfall or rainfall excess. The phi index is generally given by this equation. Phi index is equal to P minus R divided by T, where P is equal to precipitation, R is equal to runoff, and T is equal to time of excess rainfall. That is, the rainfall that can produce the runoff is only considered. The if you can see the in the figure that this is the figure of the hyetograph. Hyetograph means in y-axis intensity of rainfall is plotted, and in x-axis time duration of rainfall is plotted here. And this intensity is expressed in terms plotted in terms of the bar chart. This is the hyetograph. You can see here that if the high index rate is 6 centimeter per hour, and the above the line of the hyetograph, above the line of the phi index, the blue color bar graph of the line, this produces the runoff. This is the part of the runoff. Blue color is the part of the runoff. The below the line, you can see here that the orange color. This orange color provides the infiltration water. This orange color provides the infiltration water. But for the fourth hour, there is the blue color line bar chart. There is the blue color line bar chart. That bar chart, the intensity is the maximum intensity is less than the phi index, so that this rainfall of this bar chart does not produce effective rainfall or runoff volume. This does not produce effective rainfall or runoff volume. This means the rainfall rate at which this 4-hour period rainfall intensity occurred, that is whole water which is fallen with this intensity of rainfall will be soaked by the soil or infiltrated into the soil. So the index is the margin above which the water will be run off, and below which the water will be infiltrated into the ground. Okay, this is the phi index. Now, determination of phi index. How can we determine the phi index? This is the simple theoretical aspect. We do not do using such things in numerical problem. We do up to the limit that if the intensity of rainfall and the phi index value, comparing the intensity of rainfall and the phi index value, if the phi index value is lower than the intensity of rainfall, then at that time the phi index is called at that time phi index is the correct phi index we consider. But for the determination of phi index, this is the trial and error approach to determine the phi index. For this, the procedure is there. First trial, find the phi index using the formula phi index is equal to P minus R divided by T, where T is equal to total time of the rainfall, R is equal to runoff depth, and P is equal to precipitation depth. Compute rainfall excess. After knowing the phi index, find the R value, RE, rainfall excess using the equation P minus phi into delta T. The time delta T is equal to different time interval may be given there. According to the time interval, you have to find the rainfall excess and add up all the rainfall excess, and you get the total rainfall excess as RE. Now compare this RE with the value of R, runoff volume. If RE and R are equal, at that time the phi index that we consider is the corrected phi index. Otherwise, repeat the process. Now, This is the procedure of determining phi index. Now W index, as I have already told you that phi index and W index, both of them are the index which determine the infiltration rate of the soil. But W index is the improvement version of the phi index, which is also the average rate of infiltration during the period when the rainfall intensity exceeds the infiltration rate, in which initial losses such as intersection and surface disturbance are also considered, and it is given by W index is equal to P minus R minus IA divided by T, where IA is equal to initial losses. Phi index is P minus R divided by T, phi index. W index is P minus R minus IA by T, where in the W index the total precipitation is considered. While for the phi index the excess precipitation is considered. Excess rainfall precipitation is considered. And in phi index there is no provision of the initial losses, whereas the calculation of the W index there is provision of initial losses. Now infiltrometer, the infiltration capacity of the soil or rate of infiltration of the soil can be determined by using the devices or instrument called infiltrometers. There are two types of infiltrometer, or experimentally we can find the infiltration capacity of the soil by using the infiltrometer. There are two types of infiltrometers: flooding type infiltrometers and the rainfall simulator type infiltrometers. The folding type infiltrometer consists of the hollow cylindrical metal tube that may be single ring or that may be double ring, and that ring is inserted into the ground, and depth of this cylinder is 60 centimeter, whereas 50 centimeter is inserted into the ground, and the remaining 10 centimeter is left above the ground level. And from the top of the rim of the cylinder, water is applied to the field, and that water is first the water is applied up to the 5 centimeter depth from the top of the rim, and there is the provision of the pointer there, and the pointer mark is expressed as triangle here. Up to this level, water is added into the infiltrometer, and after some time, some period, this water will be sucked by the soil. Again, we add water to make the water level up to the previous level where the marker, where the pointer is fixed, and the water is again applied. Again, the water will soak it up by the soil. Again, we add the water up to that level. Doing so, the rate will be achieved at the constant rate of the infiltration will be achieved at a time, and that the soil do not soak much more water than that value. That gives the constant rate of the infiltration. Initial rate is F0 and the final rate is as FC. So with the help of the quantity of water added into the infiltrometer, that is calculated, and time of the adding of water also calculated, accordingly which the rate of infiltration is calculated. This is the single ring infiltrometer. In the single ring infiltrometer, water seep into the ground through the vertical movement of the water as shown in figure. But from the outside of the container or the cylinder, the water may be seeped or spread towards the outer edges of the soil. So this tendency of spreading of water can be minimized by using the double ring infiltrometer as shown in figure. For the double ring infiltrometer, there are the double ring of the same size, having the size of 60 centimeter length, and diameter of the inner cylinder as 30 centimeter and the outer cylinder as 60 centimeter. And this this consists of the hollow cylinder of the same length, and the which is also inserted in the similar manner as that of the single ring infiltrometer. Water is added to the inner part of the inner cylinder as well as the outer cylinder also, but the infiltration from the inner cylinder is only considered, because the outer cylinder has to provide the water layer that obstruct the spreading of the water towards the outside the inner cylinder. That water layer has to maintain the inner water towards the horizontal direction to be infiltrated into the soil. One difference is that all other things which is considered to calculate the infiltration rate is similar to the single ring infiltrometer. Only one infiltrometer consists of single ring, other infiltrometer consists of double ring. Different.
क्लास भइयो
सरको लाइन गएको है
टाइम के अरे सरको पनि लाइन गयो क्या अब आउनुहुन्न कि
छ नि राजु अब हेलो राजकुमार हेलो
हेलो हेलो लिभ गर्ने हुन्छ होला म सरलाई फोन गरेर भन्छु
तिम्रो माइक राम्रोसँग बुझ्छ छैन है पहिला फोन गर अनि भन न पहिला लिभ गरेर भन्दा
एकछिन बस अरे बस
बुढा साइको भइसक्यो यार टाइम भ्याइसक्यो नि एकछिन बस भन्छ है।
क्लास सकिएन
बसेको
टाइम
पछि
भइसकेछ
टाइम भएन
अस्तिको जस्तो वाइफाई चोरेर आउन मिल्दैन।
जाम 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 लिभ हानु न सबले किन बस्ने र
अहिले फेरि आउँछन् केही साथीहरू पढ्नलाई जोइन
भयो
भइदिइहाल्छ
भाइ लिभ हानु भयो सबले टाइम भइसक्यो
राजकुमार
हजुर
फोन गर्यो सरलाई फोन गर्यो
सरलाई फोन गरेर एकछिन बस तिमीहरूको हाजिर हुन्छ भनेर
अब कति बेर हो त नि फेरि एकछिन भन्ने
अब जोइन जति सब गइसक्यो अब के को हाजिर हो र
राख्दिनु रिकर्ड अफ गर्न मिल्दैन हो
सबले लिभ गरेपछि मात्र अफ हुन्छ।
त्यो 22 घण्टाको रेकर्ड टोड्ने भने हैन किन्ने भन्नु पर्यो
हेलो राजकुमार।
केटा हामी कति बेलासम्म बस्नु पर्ने यार, फिक्स गर न यार।
छोटो सबैले लिभ सर अब आउँछ
राजु यसो
टाइम पनि
राखी
भइसक्यो।
केही पनि सुनिएन।
हेलो
आयो आयो।
हटेर आइरहेको छ तिम्रो साउन्ड, अघि केही सुन्दैन।
त्यही त अहिले अब सबैजना लिभ गरिदिउँ, सर आउनुहुन्छ अनि जानुहुन्छ कहाँ। अब क्लासको टाइम पनि भइसक्यो, अब क्लास टाइम नभएपछि बस्नुहुन्थ्यो। अब
लिभ हानौँ क्या सबै।
पढौँ गाइज पढौँ।
लिभ आन सबै रेकर्डेड भिडियो पनि के अरे ऊ पनि रेकर्डेड भइरहेछ, बेकार टाइप मात्र गर्छ।
हेलो हेलो
हजुर सर हजुर।
ल तिम्रो कतिजना छ अहिले? 24जना मात्रै हो र?
अहिलेसम्म 32-33 छौँ, अहिले घटेर 25जना पुग्यौँ सर।
अब मैले अघि नै भनिरहेको छु झन् क्लास लिन्छु म भनेर, यहाँ एटेन्डेन्स लिएकै छैन तिमीहरूको। कहाँ गयो त हिरो? मैले झन् यो च्याप्टरको चाहिँ अलिकति बाँकी थियो, बाँकी भएकोलाई अलिकति सक्दिएर अनि इन्फिल्ट्रोमिटर यिनीहरू अलिकति बाँकी हो कि, अब जम्मै सकिसक्यो यो च्याप्टरको त।
पछि पढौँला सर, अब कतिजना गइसके।
अन्त अब टाइम त सक्यो नि त। ल लेट मी डाउनलोड एटेन्डेन्स। ल भयो ठिकै छ, आज मैले यो उसँग पढाएँ के अरे इन्फिल्ट्रेसन इन्डिसेससम्म। अर्को दिन यो सकौँला, सकिन लाग्थ्यो। ल अनि त्यसपछि अर्को दिन गरौँला है।
जी सर हस्।